My parents said, "The family reunion is for real family, you're not invited." So I nodded quietly, left without drama, and revoked access to the $500,000 beach house I owned where they'd planned to celebrate. Welcome, family. If this story touches your heart, show some love by subscribing and letting us know where you're watching from. Now let's go on with the story. I was reviewing quarterly reports when my phone buzzed. Mom's name flashed across the screen and I smiled before answering. "Hey, Mama. Kennedy, we need to talk about the reunion." Her voice carried that tight edge I'd learned to recognize over 33 years. "Your father and I have been discussing it and we think it's best if you sit this one out." My pen stopped mid-signature. "Sit it out? Mama, I already requested time off. I bought new outfits for the kids. This reunion is for real family, Kennedy." The words landed like ice water. "Blood family. You understand." I understood, all right. I'd understood since I was 7 years old, standing in their kitchen, listening to whispered conversations about the adoption situation and doing the right thing. I'd understood every Christmas when my brother Aaron got the expensive gifts while I got practical ones. I'd understood at graduations, promotions, every milestone where their pride felt performative. "The beach house," I said slowly. "My beach house. Where you planned this reunion." "Well, yes. We already sent invitations with that address. Everyone's so excited. But Kennedy, this is about preserving our family legacy. You have to understand our position. Your Aunt Gloria asked why we're including you in family photos, and honestly she has a point. People get confused." My hands trembled. I thought of my daughters, Maya, 9, and Zara, 6, who'd been practicing their swimming for weeks. They'd made construction paper invitations for their cousins. "When you adopted me at 18 months old," I said quietly, "what did you tell people I was?" Silence. "I'll let you get back to your planning, Mama." I hung up before she could respond. I sat in my corner office overlooking the city, but I wasn't seeing the skyline. I was 7 again, hiding behind the bathroom door. "She's not really ours," Aunt Gloria had said at that long ago Thanksgiving. "I mean, bless Patricia and Ron for taking her in, but you can't manufacture bloodlines." My mother, Patricia, had laughed. Actually laughed. "Oh, Gloria, stop. Kennedy's fine. She knows she's lucky we chose her." Lucky. That word had followed me everywhere. I was lucky when Aaron got the college fund while I worked 3 jobs for my state school education. Lucky when they co-signed his first apartment but couldn't risk it for mine. Lucky when they threw him a $30,000 wedding while giving me $3,000 and helpful suggestions about courthouse ceremonies. I'd bought my beach house 3 years ago with my first big bonus as a senior financial analyst. 6 bedrooms, ocean view, wraparound porch. I'd imagined family gatherings. My daughters running through the halls with cousins. Building the belonging I'd craved. I'd handed my parents the spare keys last summer. "For whenever you want to visit. It's your place too." Mom had cried. "You've always been so generous, Kennedy. So thoughtful." I'd felt warm then. Now I opened my laptop and pulled up the property management portal. My cursor hovered over the access codes. My phone buzzed. "Aaron, Mom told me about the reunion thing. It's complicated. You know how the old folks are. Don't make it weird. Don't make it weird." 33 years of swallowing hurt so I wouldn't make it weird. My office door opened. My colleague Jennifer poked her head in. "You look like you've seen a ghost. Everything okay?" "Just family stuff," I said. "The reunion you've been talking about?" "Something like that." I drove home in a fog, my mind replaying every family moment through a new lens. Or maybe not new, maybe I'd always seen it but chose blindness over truth. My phone erupted with notifications. The family group chat. "Aunt Gloria, so excited for the beach reunion. Patricia, you and Ron raised such a successful son. That house is gorgeous." My stomach twisted. They thought Aaron owned it. "Mom, we're so blessed. Can't wait to see everyone. The house fits 30 people comfortably." "Cousin Elaine, Aaron really did that. Love to see black excellence. When we staying?" "Uncle Charles, July 15th to 22nd? I'm clearing my calendar." Beach week with the Real Day family. The Real Day family. I pulled into my driveway and sat in the car watching my daughters play in the front yard. Maya was pushing Zara on the tire swing my husband Jared had built last month. Their laughter cut through the sealed windows. Jared emerged from the house, saw my face, and his expression shifted immediately. He opened my car door. Kennedy, baby, what happened? I couldn't speak. I just handed him my phone. His jaw tightened as he scrolled. They think I own the house. And the reunion. His voice dropped. Tell me they didn't. They uninvited me, Jared. Said it's for real family only. Blood family. The words tasted like poison. Then they asked to keep using my house for it. Your house. The house you saved for. The house you bought. He was furious now, that quiet fury that meant he was truly hurt for me. Kennedy, what are you going to do? I watched my daughters. Beautiful brown girls who'd never know the ache of being the outsider in their own family. I'm going to protect them, I said. I'm done making it easy. That evening I made the girls' favorite dinner. Fried catfish, mac and cheese, collard greens. Comfort food for the discomfort I carried. Jared kept watching me with concern. Mommy, why aren't you eating? Maya asked, her fork paused mid-bite. Just thinking, sweet girl. About the beach trip? Zara's eyes lit up. Are we leaving soon? I packed my goggles. My heart cracked. Baby, about that trip. Kennedy. Jared's hand covered mine. Let's talk after dinner. But Maya was too smart, too observant. Grandma said something mean, didn't she? I met my daughter's eyes. 9 years old and already reading the room like a grown woman. Why would you think that, honey? Because you get quiet like this after you talk to her. Like you're sad but pretending not to be. She put her fork down. Daddy says we should always tell the truth. So what's the truth? Jared and I exchanged looks. We'd raised them to be honest, to stand up for themselves, to recognize their worth. How could I model anything less? Grandma said the family reunion is only for blood relatives, I said gently. So we're not invited. But your family. Zara's voice pitched high with confusion. You're their daughter. I was adopted, remember? We talked about how I joined their family when I was a baby. So, adoption is real. Maya's voice grew fierce. Miss Henderson in my class is adopted and her parents say she's their real daughter. That's what real means, people who love you. From the mouths of babes. My eyes burned. That's exactly right, baby girl. Jared pulled both girls close. Your mama is showing us right now what real family looks like. Real family doesn't need permission to belong. After tucking the girls into bed, Jared and I sat on our back porch, the summer air thick with humidity and unspoken plans. I changed the access codes, I said quietly, to the beach house. And I called the property management company. Informed them my parents no longer have permission to use the property. Jared was silent for a moment. Then, how do you feel? Terrified. Guilty. Relieved. Angry. I laughed without humor. Every emotion at once. Is that normal? For someone finally setting boundaries after 33 years of being diminished? Absolutely. He turned to face me. Kennedy, you know what's coming, right? The backlash. They're going to make you the villain. Let them. But my voice shook. My phone buzzed. Mom calling. I stared at it until it went to voicemail. Then a text. Kennedy, we need those updated door codes for the house. The cleaning service needs access next week. The audacity was breathtaking. I typed back. The house won't be available for the reunion. You'll need to make other arrangements. 3 dots appeared immediately, disappeared, reappeared. Then my phone rang. I declined the call. Mom, what do you mean not available? Kennedy, people have plane tickets. This is ridiculous. You're being petty over a simple misunderstanding. Me, no misunderstanding. You said the reunion is for real family. My house is for real family too. That doesn't include me apparently, so it doesn't include the event. Mom, you're being incredibly selfish right now. Do you know how this makes us look? Me, that's not my problem to solve anymore. I blocked her number. Then Aaron. Then the family group chat. Tao what? Jared asked. Now we wait for the storm. The storm arrived at 6:47 a.m., pounding on our front door, urgent and angry. Jared got there first and I heard my father's voice through the walls. Where is she? Kennedy. Get out here. I threw on my robe and walked downstairs. Through the window I saw both parents, Uncle Charles and Aunt Gloria, crowded on my porch. Jared blocked the doorway, arms crossed. You need to leave, he was saying. Now. This is between us and our daughter, Dad snapped. Move. Your daughter. Jared's laugh was cold. That's interesting considering she's not real family enough for a reunion. I touched Jared's shoulder and stepped beside him. What do you want? Mom's face was blotchy with rage. You changed the locks. On family property. My property. My name on the deed. My money. My locks. After everything we've done for you. Aunt Gloria shrieked. We took you in when nobody wanted you. Fed you, clothed you, gave you a name. You did the bare minimum required by adoption law, I said calmly, though my heart hammered. And you've held it over my head for 33 years. This is about that comment. Mom jabbed her finger at me. You're punishing us for one comment. You've always been too sensitive. One comment. My voice rose. You mean the one where you told me I'm not real family? Or the 1,000 comments before that? The different treatment? The lower expectations? The constant reminder that I should be grateful for scraps. We gave you opportunities. Dad shouted. You gave Aaron opportunities. You gave me leftovers and called it generosity. Uncle Charles stepped forward. 32 people have travel plans, little girl. Hotels are booked. Flights are paid. You're going to ruin this reunion over your hurt feelings. No, I said. You're going to ruin it by insisting I fund an event I'm not welcome at. We need a family meeting, Aaron said through my Ring doorbell camera 2 days later. Please, Kennedy. Just hear us out. Against my better judgment, I agreed. They arrived at 2 p.m., all of them. Parents, Aaron and his wife Shauna, aunts, uncles, cousins. 15 people crammed into my living room, sitting on furniture I'd bought, drinking water I'd provided. The irony wasn't lost on me. Thank you for agreeing to this, Mom began, her voice taking on that saccharine tone she used when she wanted something. We've all talked and we realized there was a miscommunication. Miscommunication, I repeated flatly. Yes. What I meant was, she glanced around for support. What I meant was, with so many people coming, we thought maybe you'd prefer a quieter reunion. You and Jared and the girls, you're so private. We didn't want you to feel overwhelmed. The lie hung in the air like smoke. So when you said, this reunion is for real family, blood family, you meant you were protecting my preference for privacy? Shauna, Aaron's wife, winced. She was new to the family, only married in 2 years. She'd always been kind to me, and now she looked distinctly uncomfortable. Kennedy has a point, Shauna said quietly. Patricia, you can't really spin that comment. It was pretty clear. Shauna, you don't understand the history, Aunt Gloria interjected. This family has been together for generations. Kennedy's parents, her real parents, they had drug problems. We saved her from that life. She should appreciate. Stop. My voice cut through the room. Stop right there. You don't talk about my birth parents. You know nothing about them except what the agency told you. We know enough, Dad said grimly. We know they couldn't care for you. We stepped up. You adopted a baby, I said. And you've used that act as leverage for 33 years. Well, I'm done. The house is mine. The answer is no. After everyone left, Aaron stayed behind. He stood in my kitchen, hands shoved in his pockets, looking younger than his 31 years. I told them this was wrong, he said quietly. Did you? I busied myself washing glasses. Because don't make it weird sounded a lot like go along to get along. Kennedy, I'm sorry. Really. I've been thinking a lot about how they treat you versus how they treat me. He paused. It's not fair. It never has been. I stopped washing. Turned to face him. Then why didn't you say something? All these years, Aaron. Every time they gave you more, expected less, celebrated you louder. Why didn't you say something? His eyes glistened. Because I was scared. Scared that if I acknowledged it, I'd have to do something about it. And doing something meant risking their approval. He swallowed hard. I know that makes me a coward. Yes, I said simply. It does. The house, he continued. I didn't know they told everyone I owned it. When I found out, I corrected them. I told everyone it's yours, that you're the successful one who made senior analyst before 35. That you're the one who invested smart and bought property. And what did they say? That I was making them look bad. That I should let them have this one thing. He laughed bitterly. Except it's not their thing to have. It's yours. And I'm sorry I didn't defend you harder. I studied my brother, half-brother by their logic, full brother by my heart, and saw something new. Guilt. Shame. Recognition. Aaron, I love you. But I can't keep lighting myself on fire to keep everyone else warm. Not anymore. I know, he whispered. And honestly, I'm glad you're finally standing up. Someone needs to. The calls started coming from relatives I barely knew. Second cousins, great-aunts, family friends who'd attended 2 reunions in 20 years but suddenly had opinions. You're tearing this family apart. Cousin Rachel sobbed into my voicemail. Over a house. It's just a house, Kennedy. Just a house. My $500,000 house. My investment. My dream. My safe space. Uncle Charles sent a long text about respecting your elders and knowing your place. That phrase, knowing your place, said everything about how they saw me. Not as an equal but as someone beneath them in the family hierarchy. The adopted one who should be grateful and compliant. Then Aunt Beverly called. She was Dad's older sister, lived in Seattle, rarely came to events. Her voice was different from the others. Gentler, sadder. Kennedy. Aunt Bev. I heard what happened and I need to tell you something. She took a deep breath. When your parents adopted you, I told them they needed to love you the same as any biological child they might have. Your mama said, of course, Beverly, what kind of person do you think I am? But then Aaron came along and I watched them change. My throat tightened. You saw it. Everyone saw it, baby. We just didn't say anything because it wasn't our place, or so we told ourselves. But that was wrong. We let them treat you like a second-class family member and we're all complicit. Her voice cracked. I'm sorry. I should have said something years ago. I should have protected you. I sat down hard on my couch. Why are you telling me this now? Because you deserve validation. What you're feeling isn't crazy or oversensitive. It's real, and it's been real your whole life. Stand your ground, sweetheart. You don't owe them access to anything. Not your house, not your peace, not your presence. The Facebook post appeared on Friday evening. Mom's profile public for all to see. Heartbroken today. Sometimes you raise children who become so consumed with material possessions that they forget family values. Our family reunion, decades-old tradition, is cancelled because one person decided property matters more than people. Praying for softer hearts. Hashtag family first, hashtag disappointed. 63 comments in an hour. Most from people who didn't know the full story, offering sympathy and condemnation of ungrateful children. But then I saw it, Shauna's comment. Patricia, this post is misleading and you know it. The reunion isn't cancelled because Kennedy values property over people. It's cancelled because you uninvited her from a family event while expecting to use her property for that same event. You told your daughter she wasn't real family. Those were your exact words. I was on the call that day, I heard you. Instead of making yourself the victim on Facebook, maybe take accountability for how you've treated her for 33 years. Do better. The comments section erupted. Family members choosing sides, asking questions, demanding explanations. Mom deleted the post within 20 minutes, but screenshots lived forever. Aaron called. Shauna just told me what she did. Kennedy, I'm sorry I didn't do it first. But I'm backing her play. I just commented on Aunt Gloria's post correcting the narrative. Dad's pissed, Mom's having a meltdown, but they need to hear the truth. Aaron. No, let me finish. I've been complicit in their treatment of you because it benefited me. I got the easy love while you fought for scraps. That ends now. Shauna and I talked and we're going to set some hard boundaries. Starting with this, if you're not welcome at family events, neither are we. I couldn't speak. Tears streamed down my face. You're my sister, Kennedy. My real sister. And I should have said that publicly years ago. A week later I received a letter. Handwritten, my mother's looping script on cream-colored stationery. Kennedy, I need to write this because I can't say it to your face. I'm too ashamed. When your father and I adopted you, we meant well. We truly did. We'd been trying for years to have a baby and the doctors said it wouldn't happen. You were perfect, beautiful, healthy, everything we'd dreamed of. We loved you. But then I got pregnant with Aaron. Against all odds it happened. And something shifted in me that I'm not proud of. Suddenly you were a reminder that we'd almost settled for adoption. You represented our failure to conceive naturally. I know how terrible that sounds. I know it makes me a monster. Your father felt it too, though he won't admit it. Aaron was ours in a way you never quite were, and we treated you accordingly. Not consciously, not cruelly, or so we told ourselves. But the difference was there in 1,000 small ways. Gloria's comments at the reunion planning weren't new. She said things for years. And instead of defending you, I made excuses. I prioritized my relationship with my sister over my relationship with my daughter. You deserved better. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't even know if I deserve another chance. But you need to know, none of this is your fault. You were never the problem. We were. We are. I'm sorry doesn't begin to cover it, but it's all I have. I read the letter 3 times. Jared read it over my shoulder, his arms wrapped around me from behind. What are you going to do? He asked. I don't know, I whispered. Is an apology enough? Can sorry fix 33 years? That's not for me to answer, baby. Only you can decide what healing looks like. I called Mom 2 days after receiving the letter. She answered on the first ring, her voice tentative. Kennedy. I got your letter. Silence. Then softly, I meant every word. I believe you. I sat on my porch swing watching the sunset paint the sky orange and pink. But meaning it and changing behavior are different things, Mom. You've hurt me for 33 years. A letter doesn't erase that. I know. He was crying now. I know it doesn't. But I want to try. To do better. To be better. What does that look like to you? Therapy. Your father and I started going last week. Individual and couples. The therapist says we have deep-seated issues around biological versus adoptive family bonds that we never addressed. She paused. She also said we owe you a lifetime of amends. You do, I said simply. The house, I don't expect you to let us use it. That was entitled and wrong. We've booked a resort instead. A much smaller gathering. Just immediate family. She hesitated. We'd like you to come, if you're willing. But I understand if you're not. I closed my eyes. Part of me wanted to say yes, to reach for reconciliation. But another part, the part that had protected my heart for 3 decades, hesitated. I need more than words, Mom. I need consistent action. Changed behavior. Time. How much time? I don't know. Maybe months. Maybe years. Maybe never. My voice broke. You don't get to hurt someone for their entire life and expect immediate forgiveness because you finally acknowledged what you did. You're right, she whispered. You're absolutely right. I'll wait. However long it takes. If it takes forever, I'll understand. I hope you mean that, I said. Because I'm serious. My daughters will never experience what I experienced. If you can't love me the same as Aaron, you don't get access to them either. I understand. We sat in silence, 2 women connected by law but divided by pain. Goodbye, Mom. Goodbye, baby girl. 6 months later, I stood on the deck of my beach house, watching Maya and Zara build sandcastles with their cousins, Jared's sister's kids. The house was full of laughter, music, and love. Real love. Uncomplicated love. Shauna and Aaron had come, their baby daughter Luna sleeping in a carrier on Aaron's chest. They'd followed through on their promise, attending only events where I was welcomed equally. She's beautiful, I said, touching Luna's tiny hand. She is, Aaron agreed. And she's lucky. She gets to grow up seeing healthy boundaries modeled. Watching her aunt refuse to accept less than she deserves. My phone buzzed. A text from Mom. Thinking of you today. No pressure, no expectations. Just wanted you to know we're working on ourselves. Made real progress in therapy. Whenever you're ready to talk, we're here. Love you. I didn't respond immediately. Maybe I would later. Maybe not. But for the first time that choice felt empowering rather than painful. You okay? Jared asked, sliding his arm around my waist. Yeah, I said, watching my daughters dance in the sand. I really am. I'd spent 33 years trying to earn a place in a family that should have given it freely. I'd contorted myself into smaller shapes, swallowed hurt, and accepted crumbs while calling it a feast. But standing in my house, my sanctuary, surrounded by people who loved me without conditions, I finally understood something crucial. Family isn't who shares your blood. It's who sees your worth and celebrates it. It's who stands beside you in storms and sunshine. It's who says you belong without needing a reason. I was done begging for belonging. I was done making myself palatable to people who saw me as less than. My daughters would grow up knowing their value wasn't negotiable, their place in this world wasn't conditional, and their mother's love was absolute. The sun dipped toward the horizon, painting everything gold. Maya ran up, sandy and grinning. Mommy, come play. Coming, baby girl. I walked toward my daughter, my real, true chosen family, and left the weight of those painful years in the sand behind me. Some endings are sad but necessary. Some doors close so better ones can open. And sometimes the family you build matters more than the one you were born, or adopted, into. I was finally truly home. If you've experienced family rejection or struggled with feeling less than, know this. Your worth isn't determined by how others treat you. Setting boundaries isn't selfish. It's self-preservation. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is walk away from people who refuse to see your value. You deserve better. Always. Drop a comment sharing your own boundary-setting story. Let's support each other. Subscribe for more real-life stories about finding strength in difficult situations. Hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss what's coming next.